Hi everyone. Today I will talking about dressing up aibo, an exploration of user-generated content of robot clothing on Twitter. My name is Zai Qiaoye, and I collaborated with Wei-Chu Chen, Selma Sabanovic in this project. We are from Indiana University. At the beginning, we start from this question: should robots wear clothes? From the literature review, we found that some scholars argue that clothes may be useless for robots, while other scholars argue that clothes can be beneficial for both human and robots. For example, Friedman et al. Said that robots' clothes can be used as a form of expression to challenge human bias, including social economic roles and gender roles. Waki et al. Have envisioned ways that robots' fashion could potentially promote both social and cultural interactions between humans and robots. However, Robbins et al. Discovered that participants who are children with autism prefer to interact with plain featureless robots initially. And Hertling and Arnold discovered that whether a robot is clothed does not affect people's recognition of its professional performance. The fact that people have spontaneously clothed their robots inspired us to investigate what robots' clothes provide for robot users and how how people start to develop fashion for their robots. Especially, we found that there are enriched data of aibo with clothes on Twitter. We want to do a research using the data from Twitter platform. Our research question is, what kind of style, function, and fashion trend did users develop over the 4 years? How do users get suitable clothes for their robots? What value can robots' clothes provide for the robot users? By the way, aibo is a companion social robot with the appearance of a dog designed and manufactured by Sony. As a methodology, we started a collection of 2,320 Twitter posts with photos containing aibo robots in clothes provided for them by their owners. The collection of Twitter spans 4 years. We select period 1 because this is the first 3 months right after the release of the 4th generation of aibo robots, because we want to see that how people start developing clothes for the robots for the periods 2, 3, and 4. These are 3 months including holiday season, because we want to see that if people would like to give some special clothes for them for the holiday. The first step of our methodology is retrieve tweets. Our criteria is we retrieve tweets that containing one of the keywords aibo or aibo in Japanese, and it should be with at least one attached image. We use the academic Twitter R package to retrieve the tweets. The second step is cleaning the data. We filter the data with several criteria to get those tweets having image of aibo decorated with clothes and accessories. We used scripts to identify and categorize the images in a quicker way. We developed a qualitative coding system for the tweets. As these are really large amount of data, so we coded the clothing items, scenarios, and clothing sources. And finally, we did qualitative and quantitative analysis for the data. We coded both the images and text. We checked and improved the inter-rater reliability. We did some basic quantitative analysis of the qualitative coding outcome. Here is some of our findings. First, we want to provide an overview of the clothing items over 4 years. people have developed a lot of fashion items for robots, as you can see in the picture, such as glasses, hats, tail decoration, skirts, and clock. Different part of the aibo body, they have developed a variety of clothing items. We also found that people start decorating their aibo from socks. We found that socks is the only clothing item that serves a functional purpose. Many users indicate that they put socks on their elbows to reduce the sound of elbows' footsteps. However, although there is a large portion of people decorating elbow with socks, in the later three periods, the proportion of people that decorating elbow with socks are declining, probably because they have developed interest for decorating their elbow, not for the functional purpose. We want to see that what's the difference of elbow fashion in different scenarios. So we found that in going out of or social scenario type, elbows are the most fashionable. And we also found that elbows are getting more fashionable over time from the first period to the fourth period. We found that clothes can help Apple users to signal the identity information. As you can see in the picture, here are some examples of images showing how Apple's attire can display various identity information. So here are three very basic ones. The first is gender information. The second one is individual information. Like when three apples meet together, they can differentiate themselves from each other using clothes. And in the third picture, three apples are wearing the same clothes. This is group information indicating that they are from one group or one family. We investigated the origins of apples' clothes. Overall, we found three ways that users get clothes for their apple. The first one is buying from shops. The second one is repurposing, finding existing items at home that are suitable as fashion clothes. The third one is DIY, making it by themselves using raw material like clothes. Here is a detailed table regarding Apple's clothing and the sources. In the discussion session, we talked about the benefit of dressing up Apple for users. First, clothing can serve as an extension of its owner's fashion sense. Nowadays, people need to find some channels to showcase their fashion sense. So robots' clothes can be also an additional channels for that. The second one is clothing as a way to connect with others. For example, when different apple meet together, clothing can be a way to connect them. The third one is clothing can serve as a functional support. We found that users use socks to reduce the noise of the apple footsteps. Clothing can also provide emotional support for users. Some users indicate that DIY the clothes can be a very satisfying process. They feel very happy when they can take care of their apple. We also discussed the different modes of robot fashion. For our case, Apple, there are limited ways to buy clothes for Apple. So the users have to make clothes or DIY clothes or find clothes for them by themselves. We conclude that the Apple fashion is user instigated and bottom up. However, in another case, like Lavat, the mode we conclude is company-driven and top-down. There are existing official business of selling lavas clothes, both online and offline, so people can easily buy clothes for them. There are different advantages and disadvantages for both modes. We conclude that user-instigated and bottom-up mode is more sustainable than the company-driven and top-down modes. However, in the future, we can develop some more novel fashion modes for the future robots. Here is a conclusion about limitation and future research. This research has some limitation due to the nature of Twitter data and the capacity of the dataset. First, the tweets are limited to Japanese-speaking users and their behaviors. Tweets in our dataset seldom explain why people close robots, and the replies seldom express their first impression when people saw aibo with clothing. In our future work, we want to interview people who have experience with dressing up their companion robots to get more qualitative data on their perspective and understanding. Thank you all for listening. Please contact me via email, Discord, or WeChat if you have some questions or just want to discuss with me. Future collaboration is also welcomed.